You got a screw loose.
I do.
Well, hey everyone, welcome back to Tactical Review. Cody and I are back out here at the range. We're getting ready to start working on another installment of the Tactical Lever Gun series for you guys. You guys seem to really enjoy that and got some good feedback, so we're going to keep leaning into it. It's a fun project. But we mentioned in episode 1 we were having some issues with that Bushnell optic.
Whenever I actually got on Amazon and I started looking, like, you can go and look yourself. I promise I'm not lying to you, but as soon as you look at a Bushnell trophy and it comes up, the images, it actually comes up expecting you to have these problems that you're having. Like, that's in one of the pictures. That's not in the description. That's not in the customer feedback. That is literally a picture that they have put with their product saying, oh, well, if the dot's not showing up when you're shooting, tap the optic a little bit. And it's just like, oh,
okay.
So I decided, all right, so the goal was to make this a fighting rifle,
right,
through and through. So I ended up getting this Hawk. It's a Venture, and I picked it up at my local gun store for about $100, and I thought, okay, well, this is cool. It's got a sunshade on it, and you know, it seemed really rugged. So I'm like, all right, cool. Well, only after I bought it did I realize it didn't have a shake awake or anything like that. So at that point in time, it was just like, okay, so I need to look at something a little bit different.
Right.
So I've thrown a lot of money at this project, and now I figured, all right, well, I reached out to you, and I was asking about the Holosuns. Well, I don't like SIG, and I'm not going to get into my despise for SIG, so I decided to get the Holosun, which from what Blair has told me, it is the same thing as a SIG.
I am fairly certain, like 99% certain, that Holosun is making SIG's red dot optics. If you know otherwise, go ahead and yell at me in the comment section. It wouldn't be the first time I've been wrong.
They look the same. The profile's the same. The objective lens is the same. So with that being said, I figured, you know what, why not go with Holosun? Yep. And just save the runaround, because at least I know the product or the quality is there. Right. So with that being said,
yeah. So you've picked up the 403. Yeah. The 403B, and I will try to remember to drop a link in the pinned comment on YouTube, because YouTube doesn't like people linking directly to scary gun parts. It's, you know, all that. I'm actually running the 503 on the AKV. I've got a video on why I went with that one, my process for breaking that down. Plan to put that video card, I think it goes up here. I don't know. It'll be in a corner. Yeah, somewhere around there. But I'll link to that video showing you the process that I went through that. But one thing I never did, as I recall, is I was so excited to get that optic and get it on the AKV and come out to the range with it that I didn't do an unboxing for you guys. So Cody has been scratching like a crack fiend since we got here, because he wants to have this on the Marlin, but we also want to show you guys what you can expect to get in the box with a Holosun 403 or the 503. The difference is the circle dot reticle versus a plain dot. Again, you guys had that link to why I chose a circle dot. Cody performs better with a plain dot, and your mileage will vary. If you have the chance to try both, I recommend that you try both, because at the end of the day, it's your life on the line with the optic that you choose to put on there. Anyway, enough talk. We're going to get over to a table and show you what's in the box.
And before we get to that, full disclosure, I did pick through the box like a crack fiend, but I put it all back in there. So things are not going to be the same as they are directly from the factory. So just bear with me if you decide to buy one of these and something's not in the same place. That's because I was like itching like a fiend and I needed to get my fix. So let's get to the unboxing. Sorry for interrupting.
No, it's quite all right. And this is, when you go looking for a shake to wake red dot on Amazon, this is the Amazon pick currently. So,
if I recall correctly.
If not, it's definitely a tactical review pick. I run one on my AKV. Highly recommend them. Let's get into the table. All right, so got the box here. Very similar to both of the other Holusons that I have purchased. You've got a nice cardboard slip sleeve and then a hard plastic internal box.
Which actually surprised me.
Oh yeah, the quality of their box is really fantastic.
And you know they're not going to put a trash optic in a cheap box.
Right.
Or in a good box. Excuse me.
Anyway, yeah. All right, so you got your user manual. It's going to go through just basics, mounting. You'll have some torque specifications, etc., etc. Goes over their warranty, some frequently asked questions. Boy, that's upside down. Here we go. Some frequently asked questions. Lens cloth, and then your Italian seasoning. Don't eat this. That for legal reasons, that was a joke. And then you have both high and low mounts. I believe it comes pre-installed on the high mount.
Don't judge me.
You have a spare battery compartment door, which is important. It's got a gasket on there, and those screws, they are captive, so you shouldn't lose those. You have your torque screw, if you're going to just install it to the German torque spec of Gutentite. You have your battery door removal tool, and then your actual optic with the bikini cover. The Holusons do not come with a kill flash, but they have one available on their website. And then second Torx screwdriver. And as Cody mentioned, it is a shake to wake optic, and then this particular optic is a simple 2 MOA dot. And one thing that I want to point out is that I don't know if I'll be able to get this on camera here, there's an angle to your glass. That is not a manufacturing flaw. As long as it doesn't fall out in your hand, you have to have an angled surface to reflect the red dot back to your eye. So when you take it out of the box and you see the canted glass, that's not a manufacturing defect because you bought an affordable optic.
Alright everyone, you're seeing it here first. It's empty, nothing in it, I promise. I was smart enough to unload it before we started playing with it.
Because I'm a geek, I do have the actual fat wrench, and the torque setting, or the torque specification for this base clamp is 15 inch-pounds. Alright, recoil pushes it back, so we want the optic all the way forward. Alright, and there we go. Nicely mounted, Holosun red dot on the Marlin 1894 tactical lever action. Alright guys, so in between that crossfade there, we did go down to the 25, got the optic zeroed, and just a few clicks, okay.
It was a lot of clicks.
It was a lot of clicks.
It was a lot of clicks.
You can definitely tell that this optic comes out of the box set with the thought of a much faster cartridge being fired through it. It was something like 9 inches low at 25 yards. So I'm sure that Holosun probably does some sort of quick laser zero in the factory, and it's just not meant for 357 Magnum.
But we made it work.
Absolutely. We've gone over how to zero an optic plenty of times, so didn't feel like we needed to add that to this video. But we now have an optic that is stake your life ready, I'd say. As a matter of fact, I trust my life every day to a Holosun optic. And again, that's what I have on my AKV. So I really feel like Holosun is probably one of the best budget-friendly optics at this point in late 2020. They're one of the better brands that you can stake your life on. There's other brands that are of a similar price point that I would also trust, but Holosun is one that's just easy to spit out there and say, hey, this is one I know you can trust.
And me, I'm kind of new to Holosun, and as much as you I'm not trying to be offensive, but man, you're a Holosun fanboy, like hardcore Holosun.
A little bit. It's just they're a good price point.
And it's not unfounded either. Like whenever I was looking at a lot of the other optics, like I could have went with a Trijicon. Yeah, I could have went with an EOTech. I could have went with a lot of things, but I wanted to keep this like at second iteration. There's a lot of things that I have done to this rifle to get it up to snuff, in my own personal opinion. We are going to be conjoining footage that we did. What was it? 2 weeks ago, and now. So you're going to see the differences in between the two videos, or the 2 times of us filming it.
Right.
So I feel like this is a very streamlined option.
Right.
For what I'm wanting to do and getting this gun up to snuff, which appreciate you helping me zero it, and I appreciate the suggestion on that.
Absolutely. Honestly, another one of the reasons I recommended this particular optic is, as you can see, and like Cody was saying, it's streamlined. It fits really well with the overall build of the rifle. Something like an EOTech would just
be like ungodly. And that Hawk, I will give the Hawk this. Whenever I had it on there, I had not fired very many rounds through it, but the Hawk absolutely blew me away with the objective lens on it.
Oh yeah, the field of vision on that thing was huge.
It's like looking through a soup can as the bottom torn out. But on the other hand, it was just like, well, a brick on top of this.
Yeah.
And for the way that this gun needs to be operated, that is not something that we actually want.
Right.
So, I got nothing else for you, bub.
You definitely gotta match every part of your optic to your mission parameter. In this case, the mission is home defense, primarily.
Oh, no. You remember, this is for like life, liberty, home defense, truck gun. This is like,
okay.
Is this still viable?
Oh, absolutely. Okay, let me rephrase that. Home defense is hopefully
the most that you
would ever have to use it, because we're not looking to have, we don't want to have to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Moving.
I thought that's what we did want, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
We don't want to have to water the tree. So definitely, sometimes you definitely need to match the form factor, because an ACOG is a perfectly fantastic optic. It would not suit this well at all.
But whenever we're talking about optics as well, you have to look at the idea of what you're using it for.
Right.
You know, you can throw an ACOG on a 7.5 inch AR-15, but will it ever be able to reach out to 100 yards effectively? Probably not.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you could put an ACOG on a Raging Taurus revolver too, and.
But once again, is it practical?
No. Could you?
So practicality's sake also goes hand in hand with that. I remember whenever I first was building this and I was taking suggestions, to begin with I was thinking of the low power variable optic. But then again I got to thinking that, alright, well, an LPV is going to be great. However, how often am I actually going to be reaching out to 100? How often am I actually going to be reaching out to 200? At that point in time, it's just more canon to just stay with a red dot and tally-ho, carry on. Absolutely.
So guys, I hope that you got some good value out of this. Maybe have another optic to consider for one of your rifles, or even a large form factor handgun with a pick rail. That'd be a good optic for it. It has a really good eye relief, because as a 1-power optic, it has unlimited eye relief. Really big objective tubes.
And it's actually not that big of a profile, so even whenever you are shooting with both eyes open, it just kind of like the round profile around it kind of just falls away.
Absolutely.
It's really decent.
Absolutely.
Like I'm tickled.
It's a great optic. It's a great form factor. If you say, I like the form factor, but I want to spend a little bit more money, I want to know that I can trust my life on it, this is based on the Aimpoint, I believe it's the T2 footprint. So there you guys go. Hope you got some good value, some good information out of this. If you did, I'd appreciate you clicking that thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Make sure if you're watching on YouTube to click the notification bell so you see when I upload new content. That's the easiest way to support the channel. If you want to go a little bit further and get some high quality t-shirts, you can head over to the merchandise store, and every purchase you make there does help the channel with a few dollars. Finally, if you want to support the channel directly, you can use this URL, and it's down in the description. You can support the channel either at Patreon or Subscribestar. That helps us directly, helps purchase things like optics, ammunition, all of the things that a growing firearm channel needs. And you will get early access to videos. You get some input into the discussion. We really appreciate our Patreon and Subscribestar supporters. Finally, if you're not following the channel on social media, you should be doing that. You can find me over at Instagram and Facebook using the username on screen. Guys, I appreciate the support. Thanks for watching, and until next time, shoot straight, stay safe.
And tally ho.